Okay. I plan to make Thursdays now like kind of react days. Some stuff I want to watch on stream, and talk about, and then upload. Oh shit! I opened the wrong thing. Ah. Yeah, I'm no longer to watch later. All right. First off, we are going to watch part 2 of this. Obviously, like it. Down. Okay. Showcase of the second gameplay showcase. What's the matter? Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and I'm honored to introduce you to our panel today.
Make
First
sure
up, we
I'm
have
set up.
community guest host, Ben Snow.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Thank you so much for having me.
And from the Avalanche team, we have Game Director Alan Tu.
Hello everybody.
And Systems Designer Mackenzie Toner.
Hi.
And finally, just off-screen capturing gameplay for us, Andrew Coram. Today we'll be giving you a taste of the open world via broom flight, a deeper look at combat using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, and a look at your personalizable home within Hogwarts, the Room of Requirement. Where
We've seen a little bit of what the Room of Requirements don't look like. Obviously, they said there's ways you can change it out and stuff. I'm curious how that's gonna look. And they've showed a little bit of how the boom fight looks, but hopefully they explain how it's gonna function.
And we're starting right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase, just outside Hogwarts, which I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking through everything and then just come out here and take off on your broom out into the open world. And Alan, I know that's something that you particularly like.
Those balloons, they look like they might be challenges or guides to somewhere, I feel like. But I feel like these balloons you hit with the broom and you probably get something. But there's only 2 here. I don't see any more in the distance, so I don't know what
about Hogwarts Legacy too.
Yeah,
that might be about.
I'm a big fan of.
Maybe they give you a boost of speed.
Hop on the broom and
maybe not
go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation of everything being open to you.
Oh, is that?
And just I love the proximity that I can get to things. I love flying close to the ground, and
different UI change over here. Is that like health of? Obviously probably health of you, but is that the health? Fuck. Oh, okay. Is that the health of the broom, or is that the like speed boost that you can do?
To talk about it just because I feel like the brooms are
like
fun for me, not just because of all those feelings of exhilaration, but because they're not just I have a broom and it's done. I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you see in the lower right, there's a meter there, and occasionally as Andrew's kind of flying up or flying down, you might notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced.
Okay, they're talking about that.
And everything that we know and love. This is an earlier time where they're still trying to figure out. We're not at the 3,000 yet. We're at the 11. So.
The 11.
I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world just looks so. By the way, the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom?
We go back a second.
We're at the 11. So.
Oh my goodness, I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world just looks so.
Oh, this is a location.
Wait,
probably a puzzle of some kind, but like all these I have a feeling those probably play a part in that.
The broom, is that like the only?
I don't know what kind of
one,
puzzle,
or
but
can you,
it's
like,
probably
operate
a
that broom to go faster?
spell,
Yeah,
a
so we
specific
have
spell
a
puzzle that
shop in Hogsmeade,
you need a
actually, broom
specific
shop.
spell for.
And so that sells a variety of different brooms. And it was important to us that the player could customize themselves based on their own aesthetic. So they're purely cosmetic, but if you talk to the shopkeep and help him out, he'll actually sell upgrades.
Yeah, and those upgrades will make it so that where normally the broom you can only fly, you can only go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo meter down there. You can only go at max speed without the meter going down, kind of closer to the ground. And as you raise into the air, you'll notice the meter drop. And so those upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the ground. And the broom owner at the sporting goods store in Hogsmeade.
Okay, so there's a limit to how high you can go for how long. That's kind of interesting. Maybe that's how they get mechanically around there not being any Quidditch, is that they just don't know how brooms work that well yet. So there's so like they came up with a game mechanic why Quidditch isn't a thing yet. Like the brooms aren't able to stay up for long periods of time.
Know it better, and you can participate that and get better and better brooms through it.
Ah, fuck. Hold on. Wait a second. My glasses are dusted and spattered to fuck. Okay.
And I love that mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B. You're not just flying high over everything, although it is beautiful, something I really love doing, but as well, there's lots to explore on the ground, and so kind of keeping you down at the ground level.
And to me, it feels like it's got this kind of surfing vibe over the.
Oh my God, like I'm just like I want to snatch the controller from Andrew right now because I want to go to the mountaintop, I'm going to that forest and to that hamlet, or well I don't know if that's how it's called.
It looks like a mill
No, it's
or some
awesome.
kind.
We're actually gonna land here, and I feel like that you call it a hamlet is just perfect, just because that's what we refer to it as. And so we all know from lore that Hogsmeade is the only all wizarding village within Britain, but we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape, so it's not just kind of barren as you leave out this direction and that direction. And so we just imagine these different dwellings, these different smaller locations that wizards might live in out in the Scottish Highlands. And so it's those. And so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities to learn those wizard stories, how those different locations have kind of like learned to live, what their relationships are with characters at
That's really cool.
Hogwarts. And so they're both quest opportunities out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you also
These, I don't know if we've seen these in the past. The plumes. I am very curious what that might be about.
also notice
Maybe something related to
icons, and each one of those represent
broom flying or not
in the hamlets that you can participate.
Oh, okay.
Whether
And if you see, there's a little shopkeep there, so there's probably
puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist.
Chances to buy specific things.
And you'll notice that same thing as we venture out into
like
the open
any
world
RPG.
as well.
Different
So
shopkeepers
when
have
you go into
different
the open
stuff.
world and you see
Unless
those
it's
icons
unless it might be like the same overarching inventory based on like where you're at in the story, what you're capable of buying.
or on the mini map or on your map or off in the distance. Those things are opportunities to say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old wizards, that you can solve that actually grant.
And as we saw last time, these are the
ruins off in the
how you fast travel.
Them, you might find opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing.
You just drink whatever.
So each one has kind of like a way to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities that just kind of reward you for poking around them.
I mean, I right away want to just cover all.
Oh, I wish my thing wasn't in the way. But down here in this corner, you can see the diamonds. I think that
points on the map just
the 4 diamonds in the corners. How many diamonds, spell diamonds you have
unlocked. There is
unlocked.
something that we haven't done so
And
far,
it looks
and
like
that
they
is,
have 2 at the
getting on our
moment.
flying mount. We're gonna hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god,
Whoa.
it just like pops out of the the bag. Oh wait, you can use it as a horsey? I mean a horse. I mean that is a horse.
He got way too
As a
excited.
hippogriff, you can totally ride it like a ground mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those interactions, so the broom's really good at reaching that top speed, at kind of traveling the world as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really
Okay,
nice
so
to
the
get a
hippogriff will
because of
allow
that
you to
ground
get
speed,
up
or those transitions
as high as possible.
and
while
sometimes
the-
it just feels amazing just to be riding around on a hippogriff.
Look at it.
Yeah, it really is kind of like I don't know. It's a great feeling being on it, and it's a great feeling managing those.
Again,
transitions,
those
kind of going
balloons are up
from
there.
run to fly, and just being able to go wherever you want. And we tried to make sure that each one of these things that you can interact with have a unique identity and a reason for being.
And,
Whoa.
oh my god, like I see like different like areas, like a
Swamp
swampy
is
area.
cool.
By the way, can you go to like entire map anywhere you go? There are regions that are like locked from you?
Yeah,
or,
as soon as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early on in the game,
So that's cool. So there's probably like leveled enemies, obviously, in these areas. Like they give you access, but it's like they'll give you access, but you just don't get your ass kicked if you go someplace way too fucking early. Obviously, like any RPG, kind of like if you look back at Elden Ring, you could go anywhere, like most RPGs. And the emphasis on exploring and leveling and stuff like that, so you can explore further and explore more areas that unlock more secrets, find new stuff. This is gonna be fun. Hopefully, it's good. There's a lot of RPGs that like open up and let you go wherever the fuck you want right away, and you can, and you do that. But then there's like locked areas. But like they said, there's not gonna be any locked areas. But there's probably gonna be areas you can't access without specific spells or can't complete certain secrets. That's kind of a given, I would imagine. But hopefully they do it right, and like it's not stagnant or things like that. And hopefully it's not like it's probably gonna be. I wonder if it's going to be the areas are gonna be like leveled at like a certain level. Like this area, the swamps say level 20 enemies, but like closer to the grounds you have like level 10 enemies. And let's say you're like level 15. I'm curious if they'll scale up enemies to your level and like just increase the level, or just keep the level of the enemies in the higher level zones, or if they're just gonna keep raising that level so there's a difficulty or not. I don't know. Hoping they do it right.
You can
Open
go
world
wherever you
stuff
want. And
is
so you
sometimes
might find
very
more
difficult to get right.
challenges in different areas, and you'll see different spots as Andrew's moving around, like you mentioned the swamp. But there we have got like a coast, and we've got different types of environments out in the world just to kind of pepper your experience, reward you for exploring, keep things fresh. All those things exist as we're moving around.
So cool. And I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm gonna have Andrew stop here. We're gonna use a bit of dev magic to change the seasons. Actually,
Okay.
I want you to see what this world looks like.
Those
covered in
balloons
snow.
again.
Yes, 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 please.
There's definitely a challenge around them.
Oh, wavy.
And that's just cringy, but that is okay.
Oh my god.
Oh,
This is
wow.
So beautiful.
The snow
Oh my
looks
goodness.
nice.
This is so pretty. Okay, it looks so realistic. Oh my god, it changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god, does it have like actual like gameplay impact? Like impact
That's a
on
good
the
question.
gameplay? Or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So as you're progressing through your main storyline, it was important for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies, where you'll see kind of like the title card winter, and now the landscape is
Yeah, I
changing,
really
and
want to know
you're
what those
really
balloons
feeling
are. You
those-
probably
that
have to hit him
passage
with
of
your
time while
hippogriff
you're
or
a
something.
student, going through your year at
Right.
Hogwarts. And I think
Like, it's a
we wanted to
challenge.
duplicate that. And for me, it's really fun that it's not just on the outside, which I agree. I think it looks really beautiful. But within the school as well. So there
But
are
it's not
moments
like
when it reaches certain
arbitrary
holidays and
loading
things like that,
either. Like,
where
it doesn't like
Hogsmeade
slow
will
down
react
Oh
to
my God.
holidays and the
lose
school reacts
frames
to
to
holidays,
load
and you
up
see the
areas
decorations
ahead of
around
you.
those environments
Hopefully,
change.
it stays like that.
really helped just kind of
And doesn't
make
have
me feel like I'm there.
frame
Yeah.
loading
And
issues.
it's not just for the seasons, those kind of vibe things.
And every time they keep going into different areas, they got different dueling feats. I wonder if that's just like challenges for an area based on enemies, and like you can complete them. Like the book that you get, obviously to catch up with all the other students in the game. And I know there's challenges. They showed it in the last stream where it had challenges for like finding pages, for doing other things. I have a feeling it would make sense that they have challenges based on enemies. And I wonder if you gain access to like all the challenges for each enemy type right away. Or if it's like level or tiers of some kind.
Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle, even though similarly, like it's largely about vibe. When you go into Hogsmeade in the evening, there's
Another
there,
one.
Around the school. You'll notice it kind of dies down and quiets down. Just when there's just candlelight and students kind of like as you're walking through the halls. But in that day-night cycle is where we've kind of placed a few items where, whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them that are a little bit restricted by the day-night cycle.
And I love Andrew's flying up here, really high up on the hippogriff, and we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around in this game, whether it's on a hippogriff or on the broom.
No, I mean, you talk about going anywhere and things that you can see in the distance, and that's one of my. I still can't get over, like, no matter, I play this so much, but I still can't get over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's just something beautiful about knowing that all of the things inside of it, the classrooms, the students, the professors, all the places I can go.
We're seeing a lot of the outside world compared to
enter the front doors,
what we've been what we saw in the last
to
gameplay stream of stuff that was
to my common room. That it's all contiguous and just kind of like one space is still
inside the school.
I'm speechless.
There was a
right
lot
now.
of
It's
secrets and shit in the school. I imagine there's a bunch of challenges.
Spend a lot
Like, just look at this. It's obviously a secret of some kind.
more time out.
There's so many of these fucking plume of feathers. I'm curious if it's a challenge, if it's a secret, or something related like that, or a spell challenge maybe. Like you have to use specific spells to do certain things, like these pillars of flame, or grow vines, or grow something. I don't know.
Out here just flying around.
I'm very interested what those are.
I think this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of an intro to combat. This time we're going to really go a lot more of a deep dive on using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our deluxe edition. All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the Dark Arts Battle Arena is. Which is part of the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena...
So I purchased the Deluxe Edition, so I'll be having this. So this is going to be interesting what I'll be able to do.
...is actually part of the world. It's integrated into the world, so your experience is more immersive than just choosing an option from the main menu of the game or something like that.
That's awesome.
Exactly. There are many reasons to go to the Forbidden Forest, but he's also wearing the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and here he's pulling out the Thestral, which is part of that Dark Arts pack from the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. So we're going full Dark Arts here.
That's good. That's fun.
It looks so good. The Dark Arts
I like
gear.
this battle arena. It is
I don't like the face
mask.
mask. The hat looks nice though.
Really combat in a big way because it unlocks some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play around with combat in a deep way.
And is this like the only arena like this in the game where you can like practice? And
So in the base game we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those. And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves, in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character and add that to your collection.
Okay, so you get cosmetics based off these arenas. I imagine you might gain like maybe XP, but also
in the case of that's no different than the Dark Arts battle.
5 waves of enemies in the battle arena with the unforgivable curses of Avada Kedavra, Imperio, and Crucio, as well as the Blasting Curse, Confringo. In addition to the unique and devastating effects, unforgivable curses break through all shield charms.
Arena, that's also true, the combat arena. But one of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do is you come in preloaded with different abilities. So the unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to their repertoire, and they can also commit to that down with certain talents and things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things.
That looked like a burst.
As kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with.
Like, you know the freezing wave in Skyrim that you like cast and it's like this balloon of cold air that goes forward? It kind of looks like that slightly.
Dark Arts and decide
probably not
that is a path
like cold, but also it could just be a blast of quick energy.
Everyone has the same
kind of looks way too quick for the freezing
the Dark Arts. This is just kind of like a way of preview
effect. I was thinking
great place for us.
Ooh, I like the aesthetic of the curses. That's obviously probably Avada Kedavra. Crucio. Imperio is the one that you can control people, and I think, and that's probably Confrindo.
To show off combat in general, so I think we're gonna jump in here. Andrew's gonna start battling, and we can start talking about everything we're seeing on the screen.
All right.
Okay, Avada Kedavra just kills enemies.
Right away. Oh my god.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my god. Was that
okay,
Crucio?
that was Crucio.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Imperio.
So you'll notice right away, like when we used Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to
a little
kind
cooldown.
of build up as a way to kind of deal with its extreme power. Just
that makes sense.
Fun to use, and then there's some ways that we'll probably talk about to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Well, like I see like little blue things pop up from the enemies. Also, before like that sign, well, it's like, so in the community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called.
Yeah.
In the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development side, and
these are the goblins, right?
We reference that as your ancient magic community.
Oh, so it is ancient magic.
That is, yeah. So as your
dude,
abilities
the
in
whole
game keep
cutscene
growing
of the like drawing back to do Avada Kedavra, that looks so sick. Looks so nice. I like how the combat arena also has a bunch of like combat like barrels and shit to use like environmental stuff.
To some of the secrets about your own kind of history and your own abilities. You start unlocking new
damage
powers.
numbers,
So one of those powers, you'll
which
see
is
the
cool.
R1
You do
button
gain
up there.
XP. So you do gain XP from this. I was curious whether or not you would gain XP from the combat arena or not, because they made it sound like it was just to earn cosmetics, but it's nice to see that you actually gain XP. I wonder if you keep that XP even if you fail the challenge, or if you lose all the XP you earned through the challenge. A lot of games do that, where like if you fail a challenge, you don't keep the XP, or like if you die as an actual death state and you just like restart from the last checkpoint, so you lose anything you earn during that period. I'm curious how that works, because like if you in God of War, if you die, I think you lose. I think you still earn XP and you still collect your hack silver and stuff that you collect during it before you die.
Throughout the game.
It's still nice to see that you still earn XP.
Kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy.
Okay.
But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head, that's an ability to cast a very devastating and powerful ancient magic spell to do a ton of damage against the character.
I see.
And
Ancient
the way that
magic spell.
manifests itself-
Okay, so that large Oh, it's for like an ancient magic
depends
spell,
on
like
the
a
type
really
of enemy
strong
that you're
one.
fighting. And you'll see a wide variety of enemies in here that are pressuring the player in different ways. You'll notice there's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting that force him to move. And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move around on the battlefield. And that's actually a good link to the ancient magic meter in general. And the reason
And
I
you
say that
dueling
is
feats
because
do
as you're doing different
complete
things
as
in
well
combat,
during
you're
this.
Fortegoing and you're
Nice.
doing different abilities, and you can kind of spec into it with your talents. There are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. But one of the most effective base ways to build up
I
that
feel like they have a symbol like you can't pull out your hippogriff for your threshold or whatnot. You can't pull out your obvious
that way you can
like
launch these
ride during
devastating attacks
this.
whenever you want
There's
to.
no mounted
is
combat,
to
I don't
actually
think.
perform combos. So you see that combo appearing, and it's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone, and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see these blue orbs in the game world, and there's something that only you can see in the narrative, in the world. And it's another reason to move around on the battlefield. If you can go up and collect those things and suck them in, they give big jumps to that ancient magic meter as we're playing.
We're talking a lot about spells.
The goblin
and
magic
here, but I
is
think
really
there's another
cool.
Huge component
Like
of
shadow
combat, and that
enemies.
is the tools that you can bring to combat as well to kind of change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie.
Oh, okay,
knows
that's
a
interesting.
lot
Oh,
about
you
what's
just
going
turned
on
him
with
into
the
fucking
potion.
chicken.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the Room of Requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So
Nope,
some of the
and
tools
you
that you'll
did.
see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in this like rocky material that reduces the incoming damage that you're receiving. So against big enemies, hard-hitting enemies like trolls, that's super helpful.
Oh my god, he's just destroying. The troll just collapsed.
Fuck that troll. Avada Kedavra works
obviously, we have the
so
Wiggle
well.
potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing that you could do is brew a focus potion, and that will increase how quickly your cooldowns.
Oh, that's really
Right.
nice. Look how fast Avada Kedavra is like filling up.
versatility, like in what the character is doing to the troll right now. Like he's just bouncing around the arena. He's like not, and the troll
Damn.
makes him move around too. Looks like.
And I love that our plants are violent.
Oh, finally.
Yes,
Okay.
and so that's like when we were talking about the
Oh,
setup
we got
of the
a
arena.
troll, a bunch
you
of
also
scouts.
have plants that you can fight.
Oh,
with.
it's
And so we
armored
have
troll.
things like the venomous tentacula that you can put
That's
down,
interesting.
and it acts like a turret, and it just kind of shoots enemies around the battlefield.
I was
That
even
is
named
so
on the troll.
cool. This is like a truly like Hufflepuffian way to approach the battle.
Oh, they get like scared. The enemies
that's a
like
good
look like they're terrified of you after you use Avada Kedavra. I mean, like it would make fucking sense seeing somebody just get blah dead. But that's a cool little
Yeah,
cool
so
little
that works
feature.
like multiple ways, and so you can see there's a ton of different things you can use. The mandrake is one, so you can pull it out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love any
That looked like the plant he threw down over there.
thing that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique
Oh,
way.
I think it's shooting shit
I want to
too.
get stuck in
Like shooting
my
poison.
style, you know. And so this is a way to, if you want to get stuck in your style, go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to have some things over here that may make you use certain plants or certain potions or block more or
Yeah, we
Very
mentioned the
interesting.
field guide challenges in the prior stream.
And there's an
And
enemy
the field guide
shooting from up
challenges,
there.
This is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your
The
point,
sound of the
we just wanted a
curses
way
going
to
off
encourage
sound
players
really
to-
nice.
to explore
Like,
the
it's
different
very
systems to
good.
help them decide to just kind of practice.
Like it sounds
explore what they
dark and
wanna do.
heavy like that. There's meant to be curses, so they sound really dark and heavy. Sounds so good.
Because there really are so many different ways that you can push talents. When you see the green X's on characters,
That's right.
and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage. And so
Oh, that's cool. That's a very cool feature. Let me guess,
We have
it
things like
links
Avada
between
Kedavra,
them
which
all.
is the insta-kill, but if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate Voldemort fantasy.
Oh, that's
And so-
awesome.
Oh my god.
there are dark arts fantasies. There's fantasies about being more of a defense against the dark arts character, things like that misty step that you see occasionally being used on the battlefield. And we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want
I'm
to play
definitely
with
probably
depth
gonna go
on the
dark
fly
arts because
or with
God,
deliberation,
that looks
and those are all different
devastating.
options.
That is so cool because like it's like I see so much like going on.
I'm gonna
on
play
so much
multiple playthroughs
complexity,
of
and
this
I-
game.
I
It's
want
gonna
to
be-
just try it myself, like which style works best. I mean, I feel like it's the dark arts is gonna be the
Well, you can
easiest
keep
style.
doing the same challenge. I wonder if you
Magic,
keep
to be
getting
honest, feels
XP.
much
The more you do the challenge and stuff, you get more XP, or the challenge changes. But I don't know if it will because it said restart. I don't know.
more powerful than just the dark arts.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And speaking of plants and potions, we're going to be putting the dark arts away, put those unforgivable
Aw.
curses away, and heading to the Room of Requirement, which is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space that actually has some utility as well, where you get to brew things and grow things and also care for some beasts. All right, Andrew's got us in the Room of Requirement, we kind of went casual mode on the outfit here, wearing a nice jumper. And I think that's a good jumping off point for the personalization of the space as well. Not just your character and the visuals of your character, but
threads.
actually this space is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really
An
did feel
owl.
like your reflection
I don't know if that's potion related or not.
as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
What?
Different themes throughout.
Looks so cool.
Starkly different themes to really just hammer home that this is.
Oh, you can change this.
This is
That one looks so
Oh my
nice.
god, what? This
That's
is
so
beautiful.
cool.
We never expected that to be.
That's the thing is not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure little objects into this space, as you can see. So there's like statues that you can do,
Oh, you
and
can craft
ornaments,
it,
and
too.
tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things
That's
that
really
really
cool.
flesh out the space and bring it to life.
Oh my god, because like we had an idea that those places where you brew stuff, that's where you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like there's a furniture store?
Or you
Yeah, so we call
use
them
Moonstone
conjurations.
to
And the
put stuff
conjuration
down.
recipes can be
Very
purchased
interesting.
at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade. But also as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded with different objects.
and the
You
color.
change color?
You can
Oh,
change the
that's gonna
color,
be
you can
so
change
nice.
the size of it, and you can place it basically anywhere.
Oh my god, it's so tiny. It's like for baby Niffler.
And I love how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive, and so you get the
Got plants. More. That's plants. That looks like more mixing stations.
magical effect of conjuring it in,
I don't know what that looks like, a compost heap.
and you're actually doing this in the world as your character, but the way
Oh, there's more rooms, like side
you've
rooms.
blended like that gameplay with the immersive design of personalizing
Oh
the
my
space.
god, like, and I love the animation, how it like
My
appears,
dog's
you
playing,
know, like
don't
it's
mind it.
not just
Turn
like
it back
there,
on.
it's like it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was
Oh,
the thing.
those Philly cat plates from when hey, probably had to write I will not lie on paper, and it was getting carved in his hand. Ooh. Sorry, I
We
had
wanted
ketchup
that
on
to
my
look
lips.
really nice because the magic in the wizarding world is everywhere. It's physical, it's kinetic, and it's whimsical. We really wanted to nail that whimsy in this space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that not only can you like conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion
Oh.
stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the areas where, as we had mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants, you'll be brewing your potions.
Right.
So while you're also doing these like kind of nurturing based activities, this is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified and gear to have like rates put on it, which I believe Alan can talk to.
Oh.
Yeah, we keep bringing up appearance and how it looks, and and in the game, you can look like anything you want to whenever you want to. But the player will be finding different types of gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game. And essentially, we just know that clothes and different items in the wizarding world can have different
upgrade your gear.
and
Cool.
as you explore and as you adventure and as you defeat enemies, you're going to be finding different pieces of gear that have different abilities.
Very cool.
And that can help you in your journey and are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing.
Oh, you can discover traits. These are probably related to challenges, I would imagine. Like you can get increased levels of these based on your challenges completed, I'd imagine.
Wizard. And so
There's a cute.
Or because the trait slot level is 1, you can only put level 1 traits in, and there's increased level traits based on the upgrade of your gear, I imagine. Hold on, let me help my daughter and like wash my hands and shit. I'll be right back. Hey, you don't be so loud. Okay, I'll be right back. But this guy wiped on my mouse and shit. Oh, now what I wanted to do keyboard.
and not all the
Even
time.
though I was looking my fingers clean.
Whenever you get a new piece of gear, you don't necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure.
Oh, one of
called
the first
an
things. So
identification station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain
interesting.
about and learn what its abilities are.
Right, yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further,
All these stations are designed really cool. Like this is a really cool looking station. You put your gear up on here, and there's like this searching through the book to tell you what. Obviously, the whatever enchantment. You have an owl, just saying they got books, got glasses, a quill, some paper, key. Like this all looks really awesome.
Space will eventually grow
Everything's
its own
really
rooms,
well
and you're gonna get
designed.
new recipes, like Mackenzie's talking about. All these different things keep expanding, and as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called.
They
a
definitely
loom.
made
And when
everything
you
look
set up a
very
loom,
magical.
It's an ability to
Okay, yeah, see, trait level slot 2. So you probably have level 2 traits that you can apply.
essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear, and take any piece of gear and adjust its proproperties and to
And
tweak
it's all
what
based
it does.
on what you
And
can pick
I
up and
mentioned earlier
stuff.
that you can make anything
Grouper
look like
feather.
anything. The collection of appearances
Well,
we
you can still put lower
call
level
it, or
traits in.
cosmetics, we've been referring to it in
Right.
this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any other look. So if you get a piece of gear, you put it on, you look like that, but you can change it to look like whatever you want.
That's so cool. And
Okay, so there's like a skin thing. She dropped the bottle. You're the one that's trying to crawl. The bottle in your mouth. First. Butthole. Alright. So that's cool that it has like a lot of games are doing that now, where you can change the way you look without having your gear change, without having to change your gear to a different gear, just to have that look, even if it's weaker or shittier. Like, you can keep your high level gear, but look like something else you picked up already.
And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap
Yeah.
that ability.
Yep, and the appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical advantage or give you really specific abilities
really high
that
offense.
blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy or talents and things like that.
Interesting.
So we got Legendary, Extraordinary, Superb. I wonder what like the lower level
I'm
gear
just seeing that
looks,
they're just like pumpkin fur.
is, like,
mooncat
labeled
fur.
as.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this Vivario.
Oh.
Kind of bigger space on the inside
Whoa.
idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts out. We have a graphorn and a mooncalf and a niffler and a Kneasel as well. So
Oh my
quite a
God.
variety.
Oh my god, he's just like a big.
They're so
They're cuddling. Oh my god, they're together. Oh, that's so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is petting them as well, but feeding them too. And so once you do those things, that's when they feel safe enough that they'll give you their magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your gear.
That's
That is like
interesting.
so like intuitive because like you know that makes sense because when you touch the animal,
That's very cool.
Leftovers. That's so. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So in the overland, you can find these beast dens and rescue these beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well.
Yeah, it pops
and
back
to
out.
build that relationship with your beast. In addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right.
Kneasel.
And so we have like a lot of little ornaments
It's like a
in this
cat.
area, and a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really cool. Again, it's the
A
personalization.
ruined tower,
of
ruined
this
archway.
space.
Oh, that's very cool.
Goodness, no, this is like I'm gonna spend 8 hours just designing this whole area.
Dude,
Because,
honestly,
this is, like,
same.
cool, is, like you have this little play area, like a personalized fish tank.
It's
so to
so
say.
cool. The amount of
Just
things
for
you
the
can do
creatures,
and
I love
customize.
it.
Yeah, no,
Like, they
totally.
really brought
And there's like a decoration
customization.
aspect, but
and, like,
there's
player,
also we were saying
um,
inside as well is there's a utility.
How players want to play in mind. Like, they're like, you can be who you want to be and how you want to play, and there's just a deep customization on everything. It's so nice to see a game go this in-depth and allow you this much player choice on what you will be able to do. Like, all this is really cool. Like, being able to customize, change how things look. Even your crafting stations, you can change how they look, which is really awesome. Not a lot of games do that. And this is really
utility aspect
nice to
it,
see.
too.
I'm
So
super
as
excited for
you,
this game to come out.
Progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which allows for the beasts in the space to automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually. And so you're really building the progression for yourself.
Okay, so there's a lot of
addition-
automation things that you can conjure and bring forth, which is really cool. So you don't have to constantly, like, compared to probably in the beginning where you had to spend like 20 minutes in here to try and care for however many beasts you have. Late game, you just pop in for like a minute, maybe re-up. You have to re-up any of these auto feeders or auto whatnot. Or if it just keeps going based by itself without you having to do anything, and you just can continuously get resources, that's going to be really nice. It reminds me of Satisfactory, I love Satisfactory. I played it quite a lot when I first got my laptop. It was one of the first games I bought and played with my laptop. So this is really cool that there's like a progression to it, and compared to where like you're doing everything by hand. I mean, I would imagine there's gonna be some players that would forego any of these auto feeders and auto toy boxes and stuff just to be able to do it themselves, just to interact with the beasts because they want to. And that's really cool that it gives you a choice.
Toy box where you where you can play with your beasts. You'll see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch
really
of
cool.
toys in it, and each beast has their own favorite toy. So as you can imagine, the moon calf really likes the moon ball, or the Neasel, as like a little cat, really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're super cute.
Oh my god.
Watching them, it's so cute.
I'd imagine that bringing out specific
The big thing we
toys
really
and
wanted to
stuff
hammer
for
home, is
like
that the
specific
world is a
beasts will
dangerous
boost
place.
the
And so by
materials you
going
get
and
from
rescuing
them.
these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Right. Oh my god, this Raphorn is just gigantic. But he looks like my dog. We can't make my dogs right now for sure.
You could actually name them.
Feed and brush this beast. Okay, so like it gives you descriptions of what you need to do
As well, so like your dog.
for specific beasts.
So getting back into that personalization, you know, yeah, we didn't want
Oh
to
yeah, okay, now you can name them and stuff. Yeah, they really thought about customization when it comes to the player, which is really awesome. I'm really happy to see it. Like I'm already stoked for this game, and this just makes me even more stoked.
just like throw in, oh, here's a Graphorn in here, like
Obviously,
this
they're
can
playing
be
on PlayStation.
named, whatever Andrew's about to name them.
Bruce.
It's a good name.
You know, we've created this really nice space, and you can get additional vivariums, correct, to different kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're keeping your
You can
beasts and caring for
you
them.
can harvest
Progression is a
moonstone.
big part of this space
Right,
as
is
well.
that
So
that's probably
as
moonstone,
you progress through the
or
story, you will unlock
and you
more
use
vivariums.
moonstone
So
to
as you can see, this one's quite
summon
meadow
conjure
themed,
things. So
big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like a swamp that you might encounter. And
I understand it clearing up space, but I really wish that it's still like the grass still came back instead of just leaving this wide area of like
it's really
empty
a visual
patch.
effect to and more
It doesn't
space
look
for,
that good.
for your beast.
Oh, so it's like those.
Like, it does it for the
when
trees,
we're
but why
inside of
the
environment,
shrub?
There's like on the left, there's that moon glow from one entrance, and then some shrubbery going on in the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, you know, tying back to this same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element. You're not just throwing it on top. There's really this like narrative and
Oh yeah,
integration
you do
to
get moonstone.
Yeah, everything
Everything.
connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to unlock the gameplay here and unlock new conjurations and different things to play around with in the open world. It's in those different environments, like the different combat and conflicts and bandit camps
Whoa.
and different things like that exist in the overland.
Really
Those
big.
things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom. So all these things have a way of connecting. Moonstone that you find out in the world is the resource that we use to conjure everything that's found throughout the world. Forageables are used for recipes. So really everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular affinity for beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you know, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So, you know, you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world that have to do with her and that have to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters have their own stuff that just kind of make this
Very
all
interesting.
the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're going to have to end the stream now. What do you think about what you've seen today?
I mean, I'm just so blown away by how beautiful
Yeah,
it
the
is.
game
The
looks
open
beautiful.
world
I wonder
seems
if there's gonna be
so
sea
detailed and there's so
beasts
many things to do.
or
And
something
like the
like that,
combat,
like water
we're gonna
beasts
spend
you
like
can care
2
for.
weeks or more just breaking it down by pieces. There's just so much to this world. Like, I'm so happy you guys did this overall gameplay.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've got more for you to discover and find on your own. Thank you so much for being.
Okay. What's the time? Time 51. Oh, start. 251. That's Hogwarts. Hogwarts. I apparently don't know how to spell. Legacy. Gameplay. Stream. 2 seconds. I gotta deal with